Oh boy, more has been revealed in the newest episode of Loki. Man, I don't think he's going to be able to deal with what he's about to deal with.
I am a god, you dull creature.
Welcome to Loki Pothead Drop Putty Man here, and today we'll be reviewing episode 4 of Loki, titled The Nexus Event. Now, this episode is going to contain spoilers. It is a good episode, by the way, but it is going to contain spoilers, so if you are here just for the review, it's amazing as usual. But go ahead and make sure you hit the like button. Also, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It really helps out the channel. So let's go ahead and discuss what happens before even the title screen. So in this episode, we do see in the beginning a Lady Loki, aka Sylvia, actually taken from the TVA as a variant, and is actually being taken by Raven. And if you are familiar with my other reviews, Raven is actually a character that is actually connected with Kang. So apparently she was a lower, I'm guessing she wasn't a variant at this time, or nobody was a variant as far as being the police on here. But as we saw in the beginning of this episode, we do see that Lady Loki, aka basically we see her Lady Loki go as a child away and escape, and that's how she ends up getting the time panel that she uses to traverse around time. And then of course we finally get to see a silhouette of the Timekeepers. Now, if you remember, I did discuss the Timekeepers in the first episode, I think it was, first or second episode, and they are the ones that control the flow of time, but of course there is something that that seems particularly wrong when it comes to them. Now, I do want to point out there are the two males and a female, but in this silhouette, they're making them out all to look the same if you look here. What that might be considered, I'm not sure, but I wanted to go ahead and point that out. So let's go ahead and continue. And now we have Lady Siff. Now, if you don't remember, Lady Siff actually appeared in Thor. You'll remember her right here. Lady Siff actually appeared in Journey into Mystery number 102. And the reason why I made a big deal about this is because Lady Siff in general was one of those characters that had a connection also with Lady Loki. So I was nice to see, because they call her Siff, but they also call her Lady Siff. So it was nice to see her make an appearance when Loki ends up being pushed into the portal, which contains this, I don't know what you want to call it, dream or nightmare scenario as well. So let's continue. Okay, so as you notice, the soldier that's having a moment, she looks at the sign, and you see here what looks to be the actual comic book version of Mobius. This is what he looks like in the comic book. And this is the picture they actually show, which I figured this would be a great Easter egg right here when it comes to it. But I do also want to bring up one other point. Prior to this scene, they actually talk about being variants and on opening their memories. If you remember, Lady Loki, aka the female Loki, actually hit her mind and probably took off a recess of her mind that came through. So I think she's starting to remember something in her past and is realizing she's a variant. All right, if you didn't stay for the end credits, then you missed out on something huge. So Loki's not dead. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Loki actually ends up somewhere else where there's a chaotic world, and then there are 4 different variants or versions of Loki standing there. Now, I'm going to talk about each one. 2 of them, I really don't know where they come from. One could be a meme, and the other one I have no idea. I did some research as soon as this popped up. I already knew about one of the Lokis, all right? And I will discuss that as my last Loki. So, the first one I want to talk about is this one right here. This one I have no idea who it is. It does have the Loki collar showing right here, but he is carrying a hammer, so he could be a Thor-Loki hybrid, I'm thinking. Then we have the lizard here. Now, this lizard, I looked it up. The only thing that came up with lizard Loki or animal Loki was an actual meme of a lizard wearing a Loki helmet. That could be just joking on the meme. Then you have this Loki. Now, the costume he's wearing here is very old-fashioned, and that's because this is exactly what Loki looks like in the comic book. Right down to the spiky-looking brow and all the yellow and green. This is what Loki looks like in the comic book, and because it's an old person playing it, I think this is actually the Marvel Comics version of Loki. But the biggest reveal of all was what we all were hoping for. We actually saw Lady Loki, and we were familiar with Lady Loki, aka Sylvie, and all her glory. But we were hoping to see Kid Loki. Now, if you're not familiar, Kid Loki is actually in the comic books as well. This is what Kid Loki looks like in the comic books. And so there are different versions of Loki, which right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. This is our first realm into the multiverse. Loki, the variant version that was not an Endgame really, but was actually in the first Avengers, is now part of the multiverse. That makes Loki not dead, but he's a variant Loki, but he's the Loki that we love. These are the other Lokis that we haven't got to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, this Loki series introduced us to variants and also multiverse. The variants you are seeing are all the multiverse versions that we're going to see in Spider-Man, that we're going to see in the new Doctor Strange. This is multiverse. This is multiverse. And there you guys have it. That is my official review, Easter eggs, however you want to look at it. That is my look at all this information. Now again, keep in mind that we had a lot of things changing here. Timekeepers apparently aren't real unless they're part of the Eternals, and we'll see them later. We got confirmation that everyone is variants when it comes to being in the TVA. Mobius is gone, I think, but then he got killed the same way that Loki did, and Loki ended up in another universe with a bunch of Lokis. This is multiverse, ladies and gentlemen. This is multiverse before Doctor Strange. This is multiverse before we get to Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie. This is the multiverse now, and we are being introduced to it now, and we still have 2 more episodes. So, first and foremost, if you haven't done already, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, guys. It's very, very quick and easy, but it really helps out the channel. And that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching. As always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads. And do not forget, we're about to score. This was an amazing episode of Loki. I can't wait to discuss it. Peace out. I'll talk to y'all later.